Beginning our day. I was just at Three Jewels Branch Monastery for a few days, visiting Ajahn and Ajahn Titapanyo, and Kevin there looking after the place. That's quite a good visit. Ajahn Titapanyo was asking me at one point, he said, "So, what are we supposed to be doing here? Like, what are we doing here?" And I said, "Well, you're just living normally as monks. That's how you start a branch monastery. It's actually very easy. There's actually not much to do other than the basic looking after the place. All you have to do is go alms around, and sometimes you have to talk with people a bit, and you keep your practice going, morning puja, evening puja. That's how you start a branch monastery. It's actually quite easy, and it happens very organically. So, it was very quiet there, very quiet neighborhood. I was really impressed. And during our time there, plumber came by to check out the water system, came up with a bit of a plan for kind of rebooting their water system and water treatment, and that went really well, and that planning session went really well. And going alms round, and this is the first time I've gone alms round since my knee surgery, so it was good to be able to test it. And the alms round isn't like here. It's the alms rounds here are fixed where we go, but there it's still new, so it's freestyle. So it's like, well, where do you want to go today? And we just decide on the fly where to go. So I was asking them, where do you guys normally walk on the downtown? They said there's no normal yet. They just wander. So I quite like that. And when the first day we wandered around Fort Bragg and got alms food at Nit's Cafe, and then next day we just wandered around the neighborhood and explored the neighborhood and went to some places where even Ajahn Kassapa and Ajahn Titapanyo hadn't wandered yet, and just getting the lay of the land. And then the third day we did a alms round where we're actually able to take some shortcuts. People have invited us to walk through their land, so we don't have to walk on the roads out to the highway, and just take these shortcuts, and then walked from Three Jewels all the way to Safeway and back in 2.5 hours, and it felt like a good length of alms round. And we saw Obasi's grandparents, who offered us a pack of butter. That's what we got on alms round. And then we also, in walking through one of the neighbors' properties, they were out walking their dog, and they gave alms food as well. And then later on, Obasi's grandmother showed up at the house with groceries that she wanted to drop off. So yeah, it's very nice kind of down-home feeling, and it's close to everything, so people can easily stop by. People can use the hall in the morning and evening for meditation. We had a couple people showing up for morning meditation, evening meditation, and it's easy for local people to just come by and meditate if they want. So I think it's very good for the area as well. And it's close enough to Abhayagiri that I think a lot of us will be able to easily go there and visit. Very nice weather. It's closer to the coast. Nice to get out of the heat for a bit. And then coming back here, and it had already cooled down a little bit. I think when the day we went, it was 102 here. So it was nice to be able to go to the coast for a few days. And very much already feels like a monastery. The monks, Ajahn Pasano, Ajahn Amaro actually helped build that Dhamma hall, the straw bale Dhamma hall, in 1998. And so we've been a part of that community for a long time, and Lumpur Liam's given teachings there, Lumpur Sumedo, many others. Almost every Ajahn who's visited here has been to Three Jewels to give teachings, so it's already been like a branch monastery for a long time. But now it is interesting just having the monks and not having Metika there. It was a strange experience giving the Monday night teaching without Metika sitting there. It was really my first experience doing that without her there. So we're just trying to get our bearings and see how it goes. The future is uncertain. It's kind of fun when you don't know what's going to happen when you have a new place, so new beginnings. And anything is possible. There's these potentialities. So I guess that's a good reflection, is that one way that we practice is to actually live in that state of potentiality, not fix our future, but actually back up. And when we're fully in the present, we're in a state of complete potentiality. That's very important. And in my mind, like contemplating Nibbana, when I contemplate Nibbana, I think of it as a state of infinite potentiality, where you don't have a fixed future. You don't necessarily have to do exactly what's on the Google Calendar. You're actually completely free, completely flexible in the moment. So with a place that's a new beginning, it makes that a bit more apparent. Guess I'll leave that for reflection this morning.